As soon as the smoke cleared, the investigation, and the blame game, began in earnest. Air Canada's first instinct was to point the finger squarely at the pilots. As William Hoffer wrote in his book Free Fall, 41,000 feet and out of fuel, the handy excuse in any airplane incident is pilot error, and Air Canada initially attempted to place partial blame upon both Pearson and Quintal for their role in the fueling process. Captain Pearson was demoted for 6 months, while First Officer Quintal was suspended for 2 weeks. Both men, however, weren't going to take this lying down, and they aggressively fought back through their pilots' union. The ensuing public pressure led the Canadian government to establish a special independent board of inquiry. After 65 days of hearings and testimony from 121 witnesses, the board issued its 199-page final report. In it, the pilots were entirely vindicated. The board's chairman leveled withering criticism at Air Canada's processes and organization, identifying many small management decisions that added up to create the conditions for disaster. These included the decision to fly a mixed fleet of metric and non-metric aircraft, the failure to clearly assign responsibility for calculating fuel, a lack of training and manuals, a lack of spare parts, dysfunctional inter-organizational communications, and a lax safety culture. He added, "The evidence of a failure of communications at all levels of Air Canada is alarming." As for the crew's conduct, he said, "Thanks to the professionalism and skill of the flight crew and the flight attendants, the corporate and equipment deficiencies were overcome and a major disaster averted." The investigation led Air Canada to rewrite many of its safety procedures, and these were copied in turn by many other airlines around the world. The skill displayed in landing the glider quickly became legendary amongst pilots worldwide. Commercial pilots, who were never trained on dead-stick landings, were in awe at Pearson's ability to pull it off. Air Canada had many other pilots recreate the same scenario in a simulator, and every single pilot who attempted it ended up crashing the plane. You can try your own hand at the simulator in the Gimli Glider Museum if you haven't had the chance already. The Gimli Glider became a case study taught in aviation schools across the world to illustrate how pilot skill and professionalism are crucial for survival, even in the computer era. In 1985, Pearson and Quintal were awarded the first ever Fédération Aéronautique Internationale Diploma for Outstanding Airmanship. Also, a U.S. Air Force squadron awarded them their own McCullough Trophy for superior airmanship. It took the tongue-in-cheek form of a can for 1 U.S. gallon of gas. The public was also captivated by the heroes of Flight 143. Here's Dino Calvert.
The airmanship that was displayed by the two pilots in this case was excellent. It reinforced my trust in pilots when I fly. There was a whole bunch of incidents that came together to make the Gimli Glider a successful landing. Things like the co-pilot, Officer Quintal, used to fly jets out of Gimli when it was a NATO training base, so he knew the area. The pilot, he flew gliders in his spare time, which helped keep up his basic airmanship. So when it came to landing an airplane with no engines, all he had was gravity working for him.
After the Gimli Glider, both pilots continued to lead successful careers in commercial aviation. Quintal retired in 2007 and sadly passed away in 2015 at the age of 68. Pearson retired in 1993 and developed a close relationship with the town of Gimli, which he began to visit. He continues to visit often to this day,